We just wait for a few minutes and then we can start our new unit. It's the last unit this week. So for this week, we're gonna start with the new unit. Is the last units, and then that's it for all the contents that for all the core contents that we're gonna cover in this course so far. Because that's coming up, as we know that we're gonna have the 2 national holiday. We're gonna talk about that after we've covered all the core contents. We just wait for just for a few minutes and then we can start with our lesson today. Okay, as we know that today we're gonna cover the new units, the unit 12 here. So the topic of this unit is about points of view. So in this unit, we're going to talk about the, as you know, in the picture here. So yeah, and in general, I just give you some ideas that in general, we're going to talk about the how we describe places. Okay, we're going to talk about places and we're going to talk about how to express related to places, and also we're going to talk more about the express opinion. So it may be helpful to you guys in doing the coming group discussion, and also it can be applied to the to your to the essay that you have been writing up. Anyway, so let's see and how you can apply it. So let's see about that. As we know, we're going to talk about the points of view. In the first half, we're going to talk about the amazing places. So do you have any amazing places? Do you have any favorite places? Have you ever been to any places? So if you've been to any places, so when you've been to, been to just like when you travel to different places, so you have different feelings, right? Because basically when you are situated in certain places, so you get used to it, so you see all the things over and over and over and over. So just like the feeling, you have just like the same feeling. But when you travel around, when you visit it, so you have different feelings, as you can see in the box here. So there are 4 different places. There are 4 or 5 places around the world, or the places that tourists have visited from all over the world, I would say, visit these places. So there are 4 or 5 sentences according to the descriptions here. As you can see, it's the Amalfi Coast, Iceland, the Atacama Desert, Jamaica in the Caribbean, and the hotels that they visited. So they can describe with using different words, like if you visit the coast, right? So the coast can be stunning and picturesque. So it can be like very beautiful and it's very scenic, right? And if you see like glacier, Iceland glacier is breathtaking and exhilarating. So it's just like gives you feeling like, okay, it takes your breath away, right? So you can stop breathing just for a few minutes when you see this kind of beautiful glacier, right? And when you go to the desert, so if you go to the desert, yeah, when we talk about traveling, when you talk about tourist destinations, so some places when you go there, people want to visit these places because it's just the only one. It's different, right? Different from other places that you have seen before, or something that is just like beyond your imagination, because you cannot believe that it exists, something like that. So it's unique and unbelievable. And sometimes if you look at the number 4, you visit the sea, the beach. So it's the same thing. If you go there and it's just like sometimes it's just like you go to the beach in the south of Thailand. So it's exceptional and one of a kind. So it's like you cannot see something like this. It's just like similar to this thing before, something like that. They may have like the specific or the unique features, like the how can I say, if you talk about the beach, so it can be like very white sand, blue water, something like that. If you look at from the land, and they may have like the specific type of ecological creatures, something like that. So it's quite exceptional, one of a kind. And also, if you visited, some of you, if you have visited, or if you go down south, so it can be unspoiled. So unspoiled, so it's just like the intact, or it have never been it have never been destroyed, or you can see like all the natural ecology is still there, something like that. So it's unspoiled, so it's just like undisturbed and luxurious. So when it comes to luxurious, so it give me, if we compare like the it give like this. So if we talk about the destination, I'll just take it like very easy way when we in our case. So it could be like the luxurious, right? It could be something in Krabi or in Phuket, right? Because it's expensive, it's beautiful, something like that. So it's just like when you describe all the tourist destinations, so you can use these words to describe all the places. Because when you travel, when you see things, so it can be stunning, picturesque, it can be like the it can be wonderful, it can be very scenic, like in the picture that you have seen, or it can be like, it can take your breath away, it can give you excitement, and sometimes it can make you feel like you cannot believe your eyes, and sometimes it can give you a feeling like it's just the only place you've never seen these things before. And also it's like it looks very beautiful, very expensive, and it looks so natural, something like that. So it can be all these things that you can just describe. Yeah, depending on the destinations, or depending on the places. So the place, if it's just like the if the place looks very dangerous, something like that, so it can be like very unique and unbelievable. Unlike your another close example, so I can tell just like the war graveyard in Vietnam, something like that. If you visited, so they still have like the you can use this word as well, like the war graveyard. So it can be like unspoiled, right? Because you have to go through the forest, and it's still like very, very natural and very deep in the forest, something like that. If you like give you more example, just like you can imagine the picture of Angkor Wat in Cambodia, something like that. So it can be another example of the unspoiled. Okay. So that's pretty much that all the places. So sometimes when you look at these names, so I'll try just give some example, just like close to us, so you can just imagine how it can be related to all these words that can be described, can be used to describe them. Okay, so these words, it's just very simple. I believe that you may have seen these words before, and yes, as I want to talk just a little bit, that if you see all the blue words here that we have talked so far in like the my examples there, so it's kind of, as we said, they are emotive adjectives. What does it mean? What do they mean by that? Emotive adjectives. Emotive adjectives, they're like the adjective that can be used to describe places. And when they are used to describe places, so it gives like specific feeling. It can help you imagine. It can make you feel that way. And sometimes some words can have basically each word that have these things, they have like the positive and negative connotations, but some of them can be either positive and negative. For example, like the word unbelievable. Okay, so we're gonna talk more about that in after this exercise. So let's have a look at these 10 words here first and just go pair by pair. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. So you can have a look at each pair and have a look at each meaning of them. So just 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 use your knowledge that you have known, or just some of the examples that I have just talked. It's okay. So just try to match them. Okay, I'll just give you just like few more minutes, like few minutes, 5 minutes to complete this exercise, and then we can talk more about it. So whenever you are ready, so you can share your answer here.
ข้อหนึ่งตอบ A ค่ะ
Okay, so you said stunning is impressive and attractive.
surprising ครับ
Okay, and this one is surprising.
ข้อ3ตอบ B ค่ะ
Okay, picturesque is the virtually attractive.
ข้อ4ตอบ A ครับ
Okay, breathtaking is something that is amazing.
ข้อ5ตอบ A ค่ะ
All right, unique is unlike anything else.
ผมตอบ B ครับ
Okay, unspoiled is unchanged or undamaged.
ข้อ8ตอบ B ครับ
Okay, one of a kind is very special because its uniqueness.
ข้อ9ตอบ B ค่ะ
Okay, luxurious, extremely comfortable.
7 กับ 10ตอบ A ครับ
Okay, exceptional is unusually impressive and exhilarating is making you feel very happy. So let's have a look. So that's right. So you see all the words that you have selected there. That's right. So you got all the things correctly. So as these words, as I told you, they are. Thank you very much for your answer. So they are emotive adjectives. So you can just give you like the feeling to describe places when you travel. So you can select the words, these things. So because each word they have like the connotation. So you can select and then you can use to describe your feeling through the places that you are talking about as well. And as we know that, so the words basically when they have selected these words here, so mostly they have positive connotation, they have positive implication, they have positive meanings that they can express through the word itself, to the word themselves. But anyway, as I can point it out just a little bit that unbelievable. So this one, so just be careful because when you use the word unbelievable, so it can be used either in positive or negative meanings. Okay, it depends on it depends on the context. It depends on the things that follow this one, like in the example here. So they said like the unbelievable view or unbelievable liar. So it can be like the positive and negative when it's put in front of positive or negative words. So just be careful and then try to use them. Okay, and then when you use to describe, because we talk about describing places, right? So when you hear people talking about places, so people have reaction as well, right? They have reaction, they have the response to how you describe, how you tell people places. So I'll give you these useful expressions and speaking strategies here that you can apply. Yeah, they can be applied to responses to the story or to the description that you heard or that you are telling people as well. So you can see this thing and you can go back and then you can just listen to them to see how people describe that. So it's just like when you hear people describe places, or let's say like this, so we can divide it into two parts, that you are a person who want to describe something. So we have a look at the getting attention on the left side here, that just like you want to get the attention, so you can have like these types of words. You can just like, guess what? You never guess what I did. This will blow your mind and you're going to be amazed. Something like that. So it's just like you're getting people's attention, that it can be something very interesting. So you use these words to like get attention from people. And if you are a listener or interlocutor or audience of these things, and then you want to react to the stories, to the description that you've heard. So it can be, no way, you're joking. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Or seriously, really? Now you gotta be kidding me. Are you pulling my leg? Now this one I can just add just a little bit, and also like, that's amazing, incredible. I never have guessed. I'm so jealous. Or have such a good time. You have such a good time. So these are examples that you can just use like to express like the amazement, to express how you feel like you are amazed, you are blown by stories that you've heard, something like that. And it can be like these ones. So just like you can use these things as like and you can just emphasize. It can be emphasized by on the next here, so you can just see like you will never, no way, something like that. So you can just stress just a little bit, stress on the words that it can give the interlocutor or the responders like just a little bit like feeling. So you can just go back and have a look. These strategies, then these expressions, so can be used in the to a certain extent. You can apply them to the discussion that you are having in the next few weeks as well. So it can help you. So you can just try to combine, try to use all the strategies that we have covered in each unit. So it can be useful to the discussion. And yeah, that's right. And when we talk about places, so we cannot go away from from using determiners in this unit. We're gonna talk about determiners here, and before we can have a look at this later anyway. And then when we talking about places, right? When we talk about places, so we think about like different features. We talk about different features, different characteristics, and when it comes to this one, when we talk about places, when we talk about things, when you want to describe things, so we we need determiners as well. But determiners, there are different kinds of determiners. So as you may have known already that different determiners, they are used to indicate different aspects. But normally when we talk about this, when we talk about determiners in this case, so we talk about like the determiners are words that come before nouns and they identify, express quantity or identify nouns. So as you can see, they have like the different types of determiners. So you guys may have known them already, but yeah, there are, in general, there are 4 different kinds that you have, they can be used to identify nouns, and they can or express the quantity. So we're gonna have a look at each type of them in details, okay? So if you have a look at this, so there are many types of determiners. So I believe you have seen all of them already. So they are like the determiners can be articles. In this case, we're gonna talk about these. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're gonna talk about 9 determiners here. So we're gonna start with the articles first. When we talk about articles, so it's just like the words that come before nouns. So articles can be divided into 2 categories. So it can be indefinite and definite. What does it mean? Indefinite, so it means like in general, so you don't specify anything at all. It's not specific at all. But if you talk about definite, so it just use, yeah, you just talk about particular things. You want to focus on things. So indefinite, as you know, we have just only and, right? We use just one and. Also, they can use indefinite, so just like the just definite, you just use the to indicate things, right? Because like the like you've talked about that before, and then you just emphasize like this one, or you want to just give like it's the unique places, so it just like the just one only, something like that. So you can use the about that, and then there, as you can see, the can use with the superlative, desert, river, unique things, specific things, as I've talked, like the you can talk about like the Angkor Wat, or you can talk about like the Grand Palace, something like that. So you just use the, okay. And when we talk about indefinite articles, so you can say like a temple or a beach, something like that. So we just use the like something that you don't want to emphasize things, like talk about things in general. You talk about like everyday job, something like that. So you don't have to like specify anything at all. So you can say like, yeah, I take a motorcycle, I take a bus, something like that. So it's just like very normal, very general. And also some of them, sometimes we don't need article at all, because they are like the, because we don't need them because they are city, they are names of the mountains, something like that. So some these things, so they don't need the article, like the I go to the I've been to what port, been to like the what else, the Pimai Sanctuary, something like that. So you don't need an article for that. And next, so we can use demonstrative. Demonstrative here, just like we have used to specify, the distance of the thing that you want to talk about, so it's just like the this, that, these, those, right? So you've seen before for sure. If you put them in front of the word, so it just can give you like the distance of the feeling, the distant feeling, like this thing, so it can give you feeling like very close to you, okay? And this, that, so it just give you the singular now. And these, those, so can use with the all the plural things, like the we talk about those. Oh, do you remember those cars that we've seen last week? Something like that. So it just like the give you like a feeling like the okay, it's not close to you, it's long way, something like that. So we use these words to describe. So demonstrative. So demonstrative. So we talk about like the distance. So demonstrate the distance. Okay, and next thing that you can use in terms of determiner, so it can be possessive adjectives. These things very simple, right? You know they're all of them there. When we talk about possessive adjectives, so we talk about possession. We talk about possession, so it means like you talk about like how you own things, right? So mine, your, his, her, it's, our, and their. So you can use this one to see, to indicate like, well, yeah, it's mine, it's yours, it's theirs. So it's just like I always travel to the south of Thailand. I always travel on the weekend with my family, something like that. So you just use my family. So it's just like my family, right? So it's mine. Okay. And also, if you talk about like describing countries like Chiang Mai is to a certain extent famous for its local foods, something like that. So yeah, when we talk about places, you can use its as well to describe the location or the possession of specific location. Okay, and some other determiners, so can be some, any, less, fewer, little, a few, not few, a few, and each and every. So we're gonna go through this thing as well. So some, any, these things, so these things, they can be used to describe quantity of the nouns or features, characteristics. They imply quantity of the things that you are talking about. So some, any talk about like the certain amount of them. So you just give a ballpark of it, like the just few of them, and then you just like some, any. So you don't want to specify the exact amount of numbers. So you just use some, any here, but some, any used differently because the sum we can use in positive sentences, and any we use with the we use them with the questions and negative, like the yeah, I need some milk, I have to go to get it, or I've visited some places before. And yeah, and any can be like, have you ever been to any beaches down south, something like that. So we use any instead of some here in this situation. And less, fewer here. So we talk about like very little amount of quantity, but less, fewer, they can be focused on the plural and countable and uncountable aspect here. So if we use for uncountable places, like the people have consumed less milk, something like that. So you just use like the just use less, and fewer, like you can say like fewer tourists have visited our famous destinations, something like that. So we just use like the these two words can express like the quite negative, I would say, no? Right? Because less, fewer, but yeah, less is followed by uncountable noun, and fewer is followed by the plural or plural countable nouns. Yeah, and also if you see, like, I believe you have known this before, like little and few. Little and few give some feelings as well. Little and few, the same thing, that little and few, it's focused on countable and uncountable noun. And it gives us like the feeling of the small, very small amount of things that you are talking about. But if you put a in front of them, so it can make these words or the word, the group of words that they are located with positive feeling. So just like the how do you like the spicy? How spicy do you want in your steak, something like that, or in your kapow, something like that. So it can be just like a little. So a little, just like the positive meaning. But if you feel like the if you don't put like if you don't put a in front of it, so it can give you like negative meaning. So you can say, or you don't put a in front of little or few, so you can say just like few tourists have traveled around the country, something like that. So when you hear these things, so you can get the feeling, like the connotation, like the feel. So just like you compare to the previous time that it's not good, something like that, when you say like feel here. So just give the negative meaning of it. And also you use each and every, in each and every, so use with the things to show that the to show the count, to show the individual aspect of it. So you can say just like each of my friend has a bike. So you can say like, no, not matter. I don't know how many of your friends you have, but when you say each of them, so just like you can guess like the just individually they own bicycle individually, something like that. So you use each and every. When we talk about every, so we talk about like the group of them, like the every student in this class. So you say like, no matter you don't know like the you may just give a ballpark of the student, like the it must be some amount of the student anyway. But the we talk about like the we represent the whole group here. So it can be these kind of things that you can select and use all the determiners in order to express the correct, the right, the suitable intention that you want to talk about. So you can you can use all these determiners here. All right, so we just talk about we just go through the exercise just a little bit here. Okay, let's do some exercises here. 10 items here to underline the correct word to complete the sentence. Okay. just give you some time to do the exercise first, and then we can talk more about them. So whenever you're ready, so you can share the answers here.
ข้อ 1 My father is a teacher ค่ะ
Okay, so my father is the teacher.
ข้อ
a
2
teacher
Can you say it again, please?
ข้อ 1 ตอบ A ค่ะ
All right, so you say as well, okay.
ข้อ2 the ค่ะ
Okay, Rio de Janeiro has the most visitors all year round.
ข้อ3ช่องแรกตอบ the ช่อง2มันต้องตอบอะไรครับ
All right, so you say the Mount Kilimanjaro and Tanzania. Okay.
4 ตอบ
ข้อ
that
4 ตอบ
ค่ะ
All right, that passport.
ข้อ 5 ตอบ any ค่ะ
All right, that aren't any.
ข้อ 6 each ค่ะ
Okay, each of the students.
7 ตอบ fever
All right, fewer tourists. Okay, so far we have all the answers here. So we can have a look. All of them here. So yes, that's right. So yeah, when we talk about the job, so we just talk about in general. So we just use A here, and these are the specific names of them. So we don't need articles here. And also for the rest of it, this one, and you say like less stuff because the stuff is uncountable and few people. That's very sad, right? So we just want to talk about like negative connotation and a little, so we can afford lunch here. So it's good, still positive here. So yeah, that's right. So thank you very much for this. So I hope you understand. So it's just like, I hope these just give you some ideas how to use the determiners here in the context in different situations. If you have any questions, so just let me know about that. So yeah, that's right. The determiner, they have like different situation, different exceptions, different explanation, different conditions that you must be aware of it when you select how to use them. Okay. All right. So we're gonna have a break just a little bit, and then we can return to the other parts of our lesson. So let's have a break and we return. And then we can continue with our parts of it. Okay, see you after the break. Okay. So we can continue. So you know the things with the all the determiners. So you can have a look at them, how you want to express the determiners here. And also the next thing that we can talk about that, because when you talk about express your opinion, so you can use the words, right? You can take a look at the feelings, all the you can use all the other words to describe them. So in express your opinion, so you can use the to tell people your opinion. So there are some words that you can use, and each of them comes with the dependent prepositions. So what does it mean by that, dependent preposition? So it means that the when we use some phrases, when you use some particular phrases, so they need prepositions, or they have like the preposition that comes with them. So there are like there are different prepositions. They have like about, behind, for, in, of, to, with, and with. Here, okay. So I believe you might have seen them before. So let's just guess of them first. So just say like they're in favor. So tell you the favorites. Okay. Doubts. So show the have doubts. So show uncertainty. Object. So just like opposite. Okay, sympathize. So show passionate. So show the sympathy. So how you look at, you are in people's shoes, so you feel them. Okay, make a strong case. So content, assert. So argue, something like that. So make a strong case. Right here, so just give the feeling like the close to someone, something like that. And believe, so you know, believe like they put the faith in. Okay, and tend to side. So it means that the side means like the so to get into which extreme. Okay, stay on which extreme. Okay, but these words they have the dependent prepositions. Okay, just give it a try. Okay, try to select the dependent prepositions of each word. Okay, just give it a try, and then we can talk about it. I'll just give you some time to work on it first, and then we can talk more about them. Okay. So, do you have anything to share?
ข้อหนึ่ง off ค่ะ
Okay, in favor of
ข้อ2 about ครับ
okay, have doubts about
ข้อ3 object to ค่ะ
object to
ข้อ4 with ค่ะ
okay, sympathize with
ข้อ 7 believe in ครับ
okay, believe in
ข้อ5 for ค่ะ
okay, for
ใส่ with ครับ
okay, right behind you and take the side with here, right? Okay, all right, let's have a look. Right, so yeah, so just yeah, it's yeah, so these are all dependent prepositions that comes with the word, so it can give you some ideas and how you can use them in order to help you express opinion. Okay, this one, so I'm right behind you, so it's just like you back up, right? You back up someone. Okay, okay, so you support, I would say, yeah, you support someone, so just like we are right behind you, something like that. So as I told the meaning of them, okay, so you can select, you can select and can use this thing to help you express the opinion in different way, whether you go along or you go against them. Okay, you go against the opinion or the case that you are trying to express. Okay, thank you very much for that. And also here, okay, also as well, when you want to express opinion, right? When you hear something or when you want to talk about something in a particular places, so you can express the opinion as well. And in this case, so when you write or when you talk about it, when you want to express opinion, so you can use like the previous ones that we used, what we have talked. So we talked about the using adjectives, right? Using adjectives to describe your feelings, your opinion towards particular places, and also you want to this one, so we can use another way that you can tell people. So we can use this thing, we can use in this case, so we talk about using cleft sentences. What does it mean by that? Cleft sentences, so it means like the sentence or part of it, or just like the just the trick, the features that used to emphasize things. Okay, so emphasize what you want to talk about here. So let's have a look at this. Okay, cleft sentences to emphasize important information or opinion. So you want to emphasize, you want to put an emphasis on something. So you use cleft sentences, and cleft sentences can be varied. Okay, there are several ways to compose the cleft sentences. Okay, so there are two parts of it. Okay, in a cleft sentence, in cleft sentences, so the first part used like the it is something like that. What I this one is just like the first part is just like the cleft. The cleft is just like the cleft is just like just a small part that's attached like the I believe you have heard about the tag questions, like just like a small tag, just like a tag. But the cleft is just like the cleft is just like the small part, a particle, something's a group of particles, something like that. So we can use cleft sentence, and here, so we combine them together. Okay, we combine the cleft with the rest of the sentence that you want to express, so it can be the cleft sentence. Because when you use the normal sentence like the I like this location, that's all. Okay, just the normal sentence, just the opinion of it. But just like the you can just say like the what makes me wonder about this location is the price, something like that. So just like when you change the way you talk or the way you express, so it gives the different feelings. So it just gives you just give the feeling, and then just give the emphasis of that thing as well. If you use the normal sentence, so just it doesn't give anything at all. But if you use cleft sentence, so just like you want to emphasize on something, you want to put you want to put an emphasis on something. So that's the usage of the cleft sentence. And here they provide several ways to compose cleft sentences. So cleft sentence can be with what, can be with it is, it was, and also the cleft sentences can be with things, place, person, and reason. So we're going to talk about this one, like the these are examples that you can combine. So there are many ways that you can mix, you can combine, you can integrate them all together. But this just gives you some idea to help you vary, help you extend how to use them. Okay, with what? So it can be what I like is, what surprises me, what you need, what happened, and it can be like what I feel, something like that. So you can just combine all the words all together, but you just use the one there. So you just put the what in front of it. Okay, to when you want to use what, so just want to give an emphasis like on the thing that you want to focus on. Now, so you can say just like what I like is the beach. What I like is the sea in this place, something like that. Or what surprises me is the how people react to my comment, or what surprises me was something like it depends on, yeah, the tenses can tell as well. Okay. And also the clip sentence with it is, it was, so it's very, this one is very usual, no? So just like sometimes you have seen them already, just like it's your attitude, it's the food that makes me, that makes me fall in love with this country, something like that. So just like the emphasize on things as well, and also the thing here. So instead of using what, so this one when you use thing, place, person, reason, so it just like give more details on it instead of using what, because if you use what, so just give like the just the general, just slightly vague ideas of what you want to focus on. Okay, but if you put the emphasis like this, if you be more specific, like the thing, the place, the person, the reason. So when you use that, so it just like it gives more detail about like whether you want to talk about like the thing, the place, the person, or the reason that you want to back on, or you want to express the opinion on. So it gives more details of it. So you just say just like the reason why I keep going back to this place is the food, something like that. So it's just like the give the opinion, express the opinion by that, and also just like the person who I really want to meet is someone, something like that. So it's just like the just want to emphasize on that. Okay, and also it can be like the place or the location. The location my family always visit when we have free time is the village in the southern part of Thailand, something like that. Okay, and you can say like the thing, the favorite, the thing, the best thing, the worst thing I can remember is the accident I was in during the trip to Taipei, something like that. So just like just say, just want to emphasize on things that happen. So yeah, it depends on how you want to express, you want to emphasize, you want to focus on. Okay, so you can use clip sentences with what, with it is, and with things, place, person, and reason to emphasize the important information or opinion that you want to express or you want to talk about. Okay, so this is the way that can use so. All right, so let's have a look at the exercise here. Okay, so just to give you more familiarity of them, okay? Let's just match the halves together. Okay, I'll just give you some time to work on it, and then we can talk more about it. Okay, whenever you're ready, so you can just share your answers.
The country I love to travel around is Asia.
Okay, what I love is Asia. Okay.
The continent I love to travel around ค่ะ
Oh, the continent. Okay. All right.
What I love is a stunning view.
Can you say it louder, please? I cannot hear you at all.
What I love is a stunning view.
What I love is a stunning view. Okay.
The thing I like to eat most is pasta.
The thing that I like most is pasta.
Is the teacher who you need to ask.
It's the teacher who you need to ask.
What happened was we took the wrong train.
Okay, what you need to do is we took the wrong train, okay?
No.
The
What
reason
happened
why
was
I
ข้อสองตอบ F ครับใน what happened was ครับ
Can you say it again, please?
ตรง
Your
what
voice is too
happened
low.
was what happened was ข้อสองตอบ F ครับไม่ใช่
What happened was
ใช่ครับตอบ F ครับขอโทษทีครับเสียงเบาไปหน่อย
okay. What happened was we took the wrong train, right?
ใช่ครับ
Okay.
the reason why I agree is because of the evidence.
The reason why I agree is because of the evidence.
It's his view on politics that I disagree with.
It's his view on politics that I disagree with. And we still have what to do is press this button here, okay? All right. So you got everything correctly. Now it depends on the reasons as well. Now that you want to combine all together, but yeah, you got that thing correctly. So that's good. So thank you very much for your answers here. So let's have a look at this one. Just a little bit of this one here. Okay, so you want to try it? So we can just try just some of them here. I like to go to the movies on weekends. So you want to try it to rewrite sentence into a clip sentence. So I'll just give you some time to work on it, okay? All right, let's say it like this, okay? You can do it while we are having a break, okay? And then when we return, so we can see all the answers together, okay? So we'll come back after the break with the answers. Okay, and then I'll see you after the break.
ข้อหนึ่ง going to the movies ค่ะ
Was that? Can you say it again, please? What I like
going
about
to the movies
okay, going to the movie. Okay.
What you need to do is switch the laptop on here.
Okay, what you need to do is switch the laptop on here. Number 3, anyone? I believe this one is a little bit tricky though. So you have to focus on the thing first, right? So it can be, it's his impolite manners I object to. So it could be this one. Okay, how about 4, 5, and 6?
The thing they have doubt about is your idea.
The thing that they have doubts about, it's your idea. Okay, for these two items here, so it just slightly a little bit tricky though, but number 5, it's just like the number 4, right? Because the reason why, so you say, because they say because, right? The reason why we oppose your plan because they are too expensive. Okay, you oppose your plan is because it's too expensive. Okay, or they are too expensive here. And also this one, Martin is in charge of customer service. So the person who is in charge of the customer service is Martin here. So it's just like the you have to match them all together, right? They combine, because this one we just focus on like what, we focus on the thing, the reason, the person here. So just give more details, right? Use the variations of the clip sentences that you can use. Okay, so yes, thank you very much for your answers and participation. Okay, so now you know, right, how to use the clip sentence. Okay, how to use the clip sentence to emphasize the, basically it's just to give important information, to emphasize the information. Also, when we use the clip sentences can be used for like the to respond to the questions like, okay, what do you like about the trip? Something like that. So you can use the clip sentence as well in order to respond to that. And also you can use clip sentence in order to give reasons, right? You can use to give reasons as well, to give like, yeah, why do you keep coming back? Why you keep going back to that place? Okay, so you can use clip sentence in order to reply that as well. That's another way that you can apply this grammatical point in order to different situations, to your usual conversation, something like that you can use as well. And the last part that I want to emphasize about that is the this one. Okay, we're going to talk about a little bit about the writing model here in unit this one, to give you the some more ideas in order to help you to the implement the argument essay and the discussion that we are having soon. Okay, so this one, I'll just give you this. Okay, so we're gonna go to the writing model here. So ES, you can see just a little bit of this one. So we talk about in this unit, we talk about the speech, right? When we talk about speech, or when you want to talk about like the speech, or you want to deliver something to people, so we can think logically and then we can map out, we can plan our speech like this. Okay, so if you can see, okay, there are several parts, there are 8 parts here that can help you plan your speech, and you can apply the in the speech. It can be, you don't have to think about the speech right away. So because the speech is a little bit like to give just only the one talk about that, but you can just divide them together in order to help you to just to make your discussion or to make your argument valid, something like that. So this one can apply to that as well. Like the you can start with the introduction. Basically, you just like the introduction, like, okay, today I want to give my opinion regarding this topic. Okay, and then because, and then you give reason to that. And then when you want to express your opinion, so you make your speech personal, or you want to make your argument personal, or sometimes this one you can opt out if you want to talk about things that you want to go against or you want to support. So because sometimes when you want things too personal, so it can be quite subjective on that thing, so you can opt out that. But in the speech, so you can just like the just to make it personal, because just like to get acquainted, right, to show your familiarity of the topic. And then you use clip sentence afterwards in order to in your position that you want to stand on. So you can use a clip sentence to emphasize on that. And here, number 5, if you see this, we call it rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions means that the questions that you use, you don't want answers, you just ask. Okay, this one we call rhetorical questions. And sometimes when you want to make the strong case to a certain extent, you can use figures and data as well to help support your ideas, your opinions about that. So use this one just a little bit, like statistics, figures, and data. And also you can combine emotive words all together as well if you want to express something. But in argumentative essays or in argumentative essay, use emotive words to persuade. Okay, to persuade people as well. That quite a trick or the strategy that you can apply to as well. And then when you want to end your speech or your essay, so you just conclude. And you may ask questions at the end of that as well, to give people to think about or to wonder or to give their like message for them to think about, something like that. So you can conclude and ask questions here. So it's just like that's the part that I give you here. So it can help you to plan, to give the outline of your speech, your argument, your opinion, your argumentative writing, your argumentative essay, your in different cases, in different occasions. So it doesn't have to be just the just only for the speech. Okay, it can be your presentation as well. So yeah, you can just squeeze them, make it shorter, something like that. So you can just you can have like 8 parts of these, but 8 parts of these just short few sentences, like 2 sentences each or 1 sentence. It's okay, you just combine them. So just like think systematically in order to help you compose or combine them all together, express your ideas in more systematic and logical ways, that I would say. Okay, so this is the just the example that I can give you to see how you to help you see the picture of it, and then you can just apply these things to your situations. Okay, so that's so far that we have talked about in this unit, that is core contents that we have talked here in this unit. Okay, so do you have any questions, comments, concerns regarding this unit? So far, we talk about using emotive adjectives, right? And then we talked about using dependent prepositions that come with the words that help you to express your opinion. And also we talked about the using clip sentences to emphasize reasons or opinion that you want to focus on. And also we give a structure, just a new structure, more structures of the, when you compose a speech, this one, but it can be applied. Now you can take some off and then just put something in, all the writing examples that we have covered in previous weeks that you can help, that they can apply in different situations here. Okay. So you have any questions so far for this unit? Okay, anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about the schedule that we are having. Okay, if you see that we are having like some more holidays coming up, right? If you see in the course syllabus that we are having more holidays here. So I just try to cover all the content. And that's it, all the core contents that we have. And as you can see that we're not gonna see each other for another 2 weeks, and then when we return, so we're gonna have like when we return we're gonna have the summative test and the group discussion. Okay. And I believe this one is just a little bit because on the 20th, this one should be the during Songkran period, because next week is the on the 6th, right? It's a national holiday, and then next one is the Songkran period. So we're not gonna have that, but we're going to return on the 20th. So I have the question for you guys that, do you want are you okay with these things like the we can do the group discussion on the same day of the test, or you want to split them? You want to split them to the because as the week after that, so we're gonna have the public holiday here as well. Okay, so what's your opinion about that? Or we can stick with the schedule here, so it's fine. I just want to talk about it because we are not going to see each other in the next 2 weeks anyway. Okay, next week and the week after that. And anyway, I want to talk about this just a little bit, that the summative test, the next test is going to cover just only unit 8 and unit 12. Okay, for the summative test, the third one, the last one is going to cover just all the contents from, as we know, we have the, we're going to make sure we're going to include just only 3 aspects: vocabulary, conversation, and the vocabulary, grammar, and reading. Okay, so they are from unit 8 and 12. Okay, they are from unit 8 and 12 for summative test 3. Okay, and also, so you have to prepare for the group discussion as well. Okay, I'm going to talk about a little bit about the, just to remind you about the group discussion. Okay, here, if you see the group discussion, okay, the group discussion, so you're going to take assign to the group, okay, and then you have 5 minutes to prepare, and then you start a discussion in the group. Okay, so you will divide it into groups. I believe that up to 4 to 5. So because we have just only 23 people here, right? So I think if we have like 4 people, so it can be, yeah, we can have like 4 people for 5 groups and 3 people for 1 group. So just give you some ideas that who's gonna be in your group anyway, okay? So just give you some ideas about that. And then I'll just talk to the, so I believe just 3 and 4 people. So it should be fine for the group discussion. Okay, so you just go and try to talk to your friends, talk to your friends about the group, and then I'll just post the, later I will just post the task to you guys to write down your group members there. Okay, don't worry about that. So what posted there, so you just respond to it anyway. Okay. So I believe you don't have anything to talk about. So yeah, we'll just stick with the schedule anyway. Okay. So far that we have covered all the topic, all the core contents that important to you guys to fulfill the discussion, the task, and the test. Okay. So I have just covered this, and if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, so just ask, okay? All right, so these are topics. So you have any questions, comments, concern regarding all the things like the course syllabus and all the contents that we have talked so far? Okay, I believe you don't have anything, so all right. So thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for your participation. All right, so we'll see each other in the next 2 weeks. All right, see you then.
อาจารย์ครับ
ครับ
ครับผมรบกวนถามครับ เรื่อง weekly quiz อะครับพอดีตอนแรกอะครับผมเข้าใจว่ามันมีเวลาทำอาทิตย์หนึ่งอะครับ ผมก็เลยทำแบบก่อนที่จะอีกพุธหนึ่งมาชนนะครับ แต่ว่าคือผมกลับไปเช็คงานนะครับ แล้วมันเจอว่ามันเป็นเดทไลน์ของพุธนั้นๆ5:59เลยอะครับ อย่างนี้จะเป็นอะไรไหมครับ
ถ้าอันแรกๆไม่มีปัญหาอะไรครับ ก็คือมันเริ่มมาก็จำเป็นในนี้ไม่มีปัญหาครับทำมาเถอะครับไม่เป็นไรครับ
อ๋อครับ แล้วของวีคที่ผ่านมาอย่างเงี้ยครับผมจะโดนหักคะแนนไหมครับ
อะไรนะครับ
แล้วของวีคที่ผ่านมาครับอาจารย์แบบนี้ผมจะโดนหักคะแนนไหมครับ หรือแบบอาจารย์พอจะช่วยเมตตาไม่หักคะแนนผมได้ไหมครับ
อันนี้ไม่มีปัญหาอะไรอันนี้หนูแจ้งไว้ใช่ไหมครับ ก็ไม่มีปัญหาพิมพ์ไว้ก็ได้ครับพิมพ์บอกไว้ในนั้นก็ได้อะไรแบบนี้ครับ แต่อันนี้หนูแจ้งไว้ไม่น่าจะมีปัญหาอะไรครับ
อาจารย์ขอบพระคุณมากครับ
อาจารย์คะกลุ่ม discussion ก็คือจับเองได้เลยใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่ครับ
4-5 คนใช่ไหมคะ
3 ถึง 4 คนครับ
3-4 คนขอบคุณค่ะ